said T150 is going to be really popular. T150 is really popular for a subsect of better players, right?
Yeah.
T200 is going to be their most popular iron. For the most part.
Better players can play it.
Absolutely.
Aspiring players can play it.
For sure.
It mixes well. It makes perfect sense what they've done.
Yeah. Which is, you know what, and I think that's where some people are going to be upset that the price point of T300 has gone up. It matches with the rest of their equipment now, right? I mean, and that's where I understand it. Then you can get an older model and just live with that. But the new one, it feels way better. I know, they're so
There's no way around it.
Well, exactly.
Golf stuff ain't cheap.
No, so
good stuff's not cheap.
No, exactly. So, and I mean, you know what? With all the clubs being forged now, obviously the processors are a little bit more expensive. Yep. They feel better though, right? Like that's the really what I want to get like into your guys' heads too is this is for a reason. They do it for a reason. So, anyways.
Speaking of that, as we're talking and we talk about pricing, because I mean people have to be conscious of it. We should do. People have been asking, but we should do a show where we build the most expensive bag possible.
I don't know what that's going to be. Like, I'm curious to see what it ends up being.
It'd be kind of fun to see how we can rack up a bill. Let's do that sometime.
Super fun, yeah.
Well, you guys let us know if that's something you want to see. But
for sure, exactly. And then
how crazy can we make the bag?
But
oh yeah, I know. If that's a giveaway, you're gonna kill me.
Yeah, that'll be the 1 million subscriber giveaway.
Yeah, you're gonna sink the show.
Yeah. Okay. So T200. So again, same thing. So we're going up the lineup, right? So we should see a little bit more ball speed. We should see a little higher launch in theory. We should see a little lower spin. And then obviously, what do you see down in the ball?
Yeah. So thicker top line, longer blade length, a little bit more offset. So it's just bigger, which if that's shocking any of you, you're not paying attention. It's getting a little bit bigger, a little bit more tech hidden behind it. Top line still, it's not crazy at all. You know, the club looks good. Mm-hmm. What I fully expect is it to come off a little bit hotter.
For sure.
So I'll get a higher smash factor rating, and I should have a little less spin. So let's see if I can hit one on the club face and give you some numbers to compare.
Exactly. Okay, let's see it. So it's interesting. So I felt like you hit that a little high on the face.
Yeah, I didn't flush it. It came off hot and high though.
But so that's the thing, right? Is like that's what this iron's built to do. Mm-hmm. Is it's going. Matt's not the like highest launch guy. You're not the lowest launch guy, but I think there's one that just kind of kicked up a little bit. So that was 17 degrees of launch, which is pretty normal for Matt. But just the way it came off the face was just a little different. And spin came down about 1,400 from where we were with T100. So, I mean, that's a big difference, right? Obviously, that strike, I think, added to that lower spin kind of characteristic, but I think that's a big part of this. So, we didn't see smash crazy high, and that was 124 ball speed. Yeah. So, we know you could have hit that a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a miss hit. We'll try it again.
But it went 200 yards, right? It carried 186. It rolled out 11 yards. So, I mean, for you guys at home, too, like, this iron looks good, it feels good, and it goes.
Yeah, it comes off like a missile. So keep in mind, we're not doing a fitting for me right now. We're trying to show you what the differences are in performance.
Exactly.
Anybody can look on a website and see the charts and all. This is what it will do for me.
For sure.
Just because that's what it does for me is irrelevant. It may do something very different for you. And of course, we can manipulate so many things just between loft and lie and the club head, between different shafts, different swing weights. There's a lot of stuff we can do. We're just trying to show you some of the off the rack differences and actually just like from a profile perspective of what somebody would look at and what you can expect. So it gives you a starting point, and it's not necessarily an end point, but something to try, something to think about how you might blend a set or where you want to begin. So
for sure.
All right,
let's give us another one here. See if we can't break that ball speed record, 130.
Okay, I get my body moving.
Yeah, it comes off like a chip shot. Like it comes out higher.
Really high.
And I mean, even if like launch isn't showing us directly, I think you guys are gonna see that on camera. Like it's coming out significantly higher.
Yeah, well you look at peak height's 111. I'm not sure what we were dealing with before, but it's definitely a higher apex.
111 for sure. So
and it's spinning a lot less, which so again it's doing exactly what it should do, what we expect.
For sure.
Which is good. And when fitting irons, generally you don't really want surprises. No. You kind of want to have an idea of what it should do for the player.
Yeah.
So that makes life easy for a fitter saying, you've got somebody who's a low ball hitter. Oh, this might something to be something to think about.
Yeah.
And they don't spin it enough. Well, maybe you can add some loft to keep some spin, but keep
sure.
your ball speed.
Exactly.
Lots of things we can do.
And I agree, because like that was our highest land angle by a big margin there. So that was 49 degrees. So even though it was like on the lower end of spin for a 7-iron at 5,500, the ball came in vertically. So
it's not going to chase out through the green when it lands.
So, and the other thing too is that ball gets affected, even though it's higher, significantly less into the wind. So if you're a guy who plays a T100, it's going to come out like this and upshoot a little bit. This is going to do this. Right, so you're going to have more of a boring trajectory that kind of launches up and kind of stays out of the jet stream. So again, that's where you might want something that's significantly less affected by the wind, because you're not a great wind player.
So, what Marc's referring to there is the less the ball spins, the less the wind affects it. So spin is kind of like Velcro for the wind.
Exactly.
The more it's spinning, the more the wind can manipulate it.
Compounding, exactly.
So that's why, if you spin your driver a lot and you hit one into the wind and it goes nowhere and you see it land in front of you.
Yeah.
Spin and wind are enemies.
Absolutely. So, wind exacerbates spin.
Yep.
So anyways, give us one more here and then we're going to move on to T350, because I'm sick of watching you hit golf balls.
All right.
I'm just teasing. Let's see.
Looks like Marc's going to be a dick today.
It's about that time. Good.
I tried to kind of keep that one out there and keep it on the golf course.
Yeah.
And again, keep in mind, my body is moving very, very slowly today.
Yeah. So we're getting a lot out of this, is what you're trying to say.
I mean, there's no speed, so I'm really not doing the club justice, but I mean, look, it's knuckleball spin.
Yeah.
It's still coming off with plenty of speed, and the club head was moving slower.
Some height, for sure. No, and you know what? And this is my thing with Matt too. Is like, I genuinely think this is why it's hard to fit him, because he does not swing bigger, more forgiving clubs as well as he swings less forgiving clubs. So there's that like hard fight with you of that line of where do we go, because there's one iron in there that you're going to swing a little better. There's one iron you're going to get better performance out of. So it's hard. But anyways, okay, give me that for a second here.
Give me the hammer.
Yeah, let's do it.